Show on RiverBender.com. And now, time to play a game.
One-eyed, one-horn, flying purple people eater sure looks strange to me. One-eyed? Well, he came down to earth and he lit in a tree. I said, Mr. Purple People Eater, don't eat me. I heard him say in a voice so gruff,
I wouldn't eat you 'cause you're so tough.
it was a one-eyed, one-horn, flying purple people eater.
Sorry. Welcome back. Daily Show hitting you on Wednesday. Tyler, good morning, man. How are you?
Good morning. Good to see you.
So, with the seasons changing in today, kind of a fitting reminder of it, with it being a little bit more chilly, the temperature's going to start to change a little bit, and good to recognize overnight warming locations and also some ways that maybe we can get involved if we can help out and support.
Yeah, absolutely. It's getting a little cold. I think it got down to 33 last night. I was sitting in my house and looked at the thermostat last night. I think it was about 68 and a little bit chilly. And, we got the privilege of kicking on the thermostat and turning on the heat. And it just makes you be mindful of our friends out there. Even when it's, 33 degrees outside, it's still really cold. So we're just trying to continue to support our unhoused neighbors in our community. And, we're definitely gearing up for our sixth season activating here in Alton. And Edwardsville as well will be activating again this year. So that activation period starts November 1st. So we're trying to get underway, just get everything logistically sound and get the operations going. And we got some upcoming events. So hopefully I can share some of that today with you on how people can get involved to help what we're trying to do.
We'll definitely get into that. And right off the bat, too, how do you guys prepare, during the quote-unquote off-season? Because I know even whenever it's in the middle of summer and it's, 110 degrees, you all are still trying to be active and sharing locations or trying to provide a service. But whenever you're in the non-peak time, what do you guys do to kind of get prepared for that next cold season?
Yeah, good question. We just try to go through our facilities, see what kind of upgrades we can improve upon. Each year we try to improve our facility, whether that's redoing a bathroom floor, which we recently had done, just seeing if we need new cots, what kind of supplies we're running low on. And this summer and this off season, we've really been focusing on development. So we have a development coordinator now. So just trying to do a better job of fundraising and having opportunities for the community to get involved, and also trying to build upon community homeless outreach teams so we can support our neighbors year round, not just through November through the end of March.
Absolutely. And I just saw too on your Facebook, Randy Meeks, who I know, was just over there with and cleaning up the bathroom. Man, that looks great.
Yeah, it looks great. I just reached out to Randy and Trevor, which are great guys. If you need a remodel at your house, they
do good work.
They do great work. They're young guys, but they take their time. They do the things right. So I just reached out to Randy and Trevor to see if they can give me a bid. Maybe if they had the capability of doing an in-kind donation or a discounted rate, that'd be great. But we were prepared to pay them for their services because they do good work. And they came in and they said, hey, this is a small job. We really needed a bathroom floor. The tiles were shifting all over the place. And that's where a lot of our volunteers use the bathroom when we activate. So they came in, they're like, yeah, this is a small job. We'll donate the labor and the materials. So that's all. I
didn't even realize
totally
that. Yeah.
Wasn't expecting that. So it's just, building those partnerships with different contractors, different people in the communities. Everybody's got some kind of skill, that they can bring to the table and help us. So we're just, very grateful for people like them coming in and, donating their time and the materials.
Well, and that's a good point. And it leads us into the kind of the meat of this, because not everybody has, the hours to maybe spend at the locations, when they're activated because of kids or, what happens. But there's also a time to support financially if we can, and or with items that we can, donate, and also our services. But coming up, your first annual trivia night. So this is what you're going to do as your recurring event for the next couple of years.
Yeah. That's our hope. So, our first annual trivia night is coming up. I brought my cheat sheet here so I don't get the dates and the times wrong, but we've been doing a really good job with getting sponsorships. I think we've already exceeded our initial goal of getting sponsorships. So if you don't have the time to come and have a table of 8, you can be a platinum, gold, silver, or bronze sponsor, but we have plenty of tables still available. We're still kind of lacking there. I think we're around maybe 10 or 12, and I think our initial goal was to get around 20 tables. So those tables will be tables of 8. For one table, it's $200, so essentially $25 a person. And yeah, it's just gonna be a real fun event. It's gonna be good for anybody that has the time, and it's just a good way to support the overnight warming location. It's gonna be fun too. I mean, trivia nights are fun.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never been to it. Now, I'm not the best at trivia, but
That's okay.
I feel like I'm part of the entertainment.
I'm there for the snacks.
Well, I'm there just to keep everybody occupied. I just feel like I bring that to the team. And now with this, how much are tables again? Did I miss that?
The tables are $200.
Oh, that's not bad for a table of 5.
Yes. That'll be November 2nd, so it's coming up here in a few weeks, I think. Doors will open at 6 p.m., and the game will start at 7 p.m. But, people can bring whatever snack that they want. I mean, me and my wife, that's why we're there.
Right.
We're there for the fellowship, and we're there to eat good food. So people are allowed to bring in their own drink of choice if it's not alcoholic. But if they do want an alcoholic beverage, we'll have that able for them to purchase there, and we'll have free refreshments like soda, popcorn, and stuff like that for people that need an extra salty snack.
Well, and too, now, am I reading this right? You said LeMay's is going to be there?
Yes, we're going to be hosting it at LeMay's Catering.
Okay,
a lot of people
down at LeMay's.
Yeah,
okay.
A lot of people remember that as the former Riverbend Billiards and Grill down there on Broadway. So,
had a couple of fun nights down there when it was the billiard hall.
oh yeah, I used to skip a lot of high school classes and go down there and play pool because if you ordered a lunch, you can get free pool. So
no way.
Back in the day when Alton High had an open campus, yeah, I'd spend 3 hours down there during lunchtime playing pool. But yeah, that's 909 East Broadway at LeMay's Catering.
I bet that made the Rock Spring run a little bit tougher.
Yeah, that was tough. Yeah.
Okay. A table of 8 though for $200 is what I think's great about this.
Yep.
I mean, that's really affordable for people, especially right now, because sometimes those trivia nights do get a little expensive. This one's great.
Yeah,
really
I think
cool.
so. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's just a good way to sit and get to talk to some other people and get some friends together and maybe get a babysitter and have a night out away from the kids. So
right. Well, especially before the holidays start. I mean, because it's going to hit us right in the face right after Halloween. I mean, November 2nd's going to be here, and then it's going to be Thanksgiving. So you might as well get the pre-holiday fun out of the way and just enjoy a little bit. Now, you can reserve your table by you can go to the Facebook event page, and they have a link where it just takes you right to it. You can also donate if you can't be a part of it, or you would like to, sponsor the event just to add a little bit more spice to it. And that's what I think is really great too. Now, with these donations, what do you guys have a goal for this? What can you do with an X amount of dollars? Let's say you raise $10,000. What does that $10,000 do?
Yeah, good question. Well, we're always looking to make facility upgrades, but also we're fortunate this year we finally hired our first paid staff. So
really?
we have a part-time OWL director, Lindsay Apple, who is the lead pastor at New Song Fellowship in Edwardsville, and she was kind of like the city lead for Edwardsville last year. So we want to keep that sustainable. Yeah. This work's been done by great volunteer work over the past 6 years here in Alton and now in Edwardsville. So we want to pay someone to do this work. It makes it more sustainable for us to go after grant writing, someone just to kind of keep everything together. So hopefully we're hoping to offer that as a full-time position for Lindsay or whoever else might be interested. So, yeah, there's.
Well, you need that. I mean, honestly, because you can't keep growing you can't grow as quickly with volunteers sometimes. You got to have somebody be able to be focused on this all the time and really have this as their their bread and butter, so they can always be driven towards the OWL, and not get pulled away at certain points.
Right. It's hard to do this. I'm just amazed that we've been able to do this the past 5 years without a director in place, and it's just a lot of work. Most people that are volunteers are still working, so they've got different things pulling at them. They have families, so just to be able to have a designated person just to kind of keep things in line and do a lot of the admin work, a lot of the tedious stuff is going to be very helpful for us. There's still hope. We've been reached out by a couple communities in Madison County that are interested in opening their own OWLs. So we're continuing to pray on that, see where they might need our support and come alongside them. So,
that's really
we
cool.
have Edwardsville and Alton now, but let's say we had Collinsville and Granite City. That requires a lot more supplies that we need. So that's where that fundraising really comes in handy.
Are you guys an official nonprofit, a 501c3?
Yes.
See, and that's a great thing to point out, because we're in that point of the year where people are looking at those last, before you're getting all your taxes calculated and all that, because by the time January hits, it's over. So I mean, you get your donations in that are tax deductible too, and use that as a little bit of an incentive if you got a little bit more to go. Because we all know where we need to be at this point in the year normally.
Right.
So that's another great thing. And then also, I was asking you that because I think it's really a great thing, Tyler, to have an organization that's truly driven for a service. I mean, this isn't because how some of those are, where it's a specific service, but year-round they're fundraising for different causes and not really focused on that one thing. And that's what you guys are focused on. And to have other communities saying, we need this, and we know you all can do a good job with this, and we don't need to, take the idea and make it our own. Yeah. We just need to work with you. That's really cool. That's hard to do. Yeah,
it's been really good. It's been really healing for volunteers and for some of the people that we serve in our community. I think there's sometimes fear that, okay, how come Alton has to do everything? How come Alton, is the only community doing something? Well, now we can say, well, Edwardsville's doing something, or Collinsville's doing something, and it's just good to build upon those relationships and have collaboration. Edwardsville brings a new, fresh set of eyes and perspective, and have great new ideas. So now if we get every community to kind of hold their part, then we don't have those people saying, well, Alton's the only community doing anything, because it's not just an Alton problem, it's Madison County and
it's a region problem. Yes. I mean, really. Yeah. And the thing is, just following up on that point too, I mean, towns are different. Alton people are different than Edwardsville people. Yes. Collinsville folks, live differently than Alton people. They're not a bad thing. It's just, who we are as people. And unhoused still have that tendency. So if they were unhoused in Collinsville and they have a different way of life, it's probably challenging if they know the location's here to get down here to get warm, and then they're kind of in a different atmosphere. So to be able to support them in their own communities, man, that's a great thing to do too. Yeah. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, we don't want to, sometimes people are like, well, why do we need an overnight warming location in our community? We can just ship them to Edwardsville and Alton. That's not really a kind way to treat your neighbors. Let's just outsource these people. Let's get them on a bus.
They're humans.
Let's take them to Alton. Yeah. Then that becomes a drag on resources in a specific town like Alton. So let's all work together. We have a model that's worked. I mean, we're an emergency shelter. We're a Band-Aid service. There's bigger issues with housing, and ultimately we're working at different ways to provide better opportunities for people. I mean, we could provide them all the services that they want, and what good is it if you don't have a roof over your head?
Right.
So we're still working on that.
It's a great point, though, and that's why it's really good that this is happening. I mean, I'm really impressed and really excited to see where it takes off to him. We'll take a quick break at 9:28. We'll come back with a little bit of change and more conversations on this Wednesday morning after this one.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina, when you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Happy Halloween from RiverBender.com. Now back to our daily show.
9:31. Welcome back, Tyler, with the overnight warming locations. As we are a couple of weeks away from the activation season.
November 1st, if temperatures get to 20 degrees or lower, we'll start activating. So we use AccuWeather just to be consistent on the forecast that we're looking at.
I also like to use RiverBender.com's weather page too. That makes me feel good. Hey, coming down the pipeline, before we talk about different roles that you could play and fill in the overnight warming location, there's some volunteer training sessions that you should attend. And does everyone that wants to volunteer, are these mandatory training sessions, Tyler?
Yes, we were required of new volunteers and returning volunteers, because sometimes policy and procedures training, it's just good to get a refresher of like how we started, some things that we've changed. So if you're listening and you're a returning volunteer, we send out an email and get on the Facebook page. There's a new application link, so let's send that out. We're gonna have a new system to notify when we activate this year. So we need you to plug in some new updated information, like who's your cell phone provider, and that way you can get the proper notifications. So we're in Alton. We have a couple trainings coming up. Our first one in Alton is next week. If you're interested in volunteering, it'll be October 24th. I believe that's a Thursday.
Yep.
It'll be from 6 to 8. And if you're not, if you're still not ready to volunteer on site, you can come early at 5:15. We're going to kind of do a setup, get our cot set back up, our space set up, so our volunteers can see what our layout looks like. We also will have our second volunteer training, if you can't make next week's, on November 9th. That'll be during the morning time from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And Edwardsville will also have two
That's on Saturday, so that's okay.
Yeah. Edwardsville also has November 2nd and November 7th. So November 2nd in Edwardsville will be from 9 to 11 a.m. And that will be at their location. I don't think I got their address written
First
down.
Baptist Church at 534 St. Louis Street in Edwardsville.
Thank you,
And those are both days. Saturday, November the 2nd from 9 to 11, but Thursday, November the 7th from 6 to 8 p.m. at First Baptist Church, again at 534 St. Louis Street in Edwardsville. Now, do you have to go to the specific area that you want to service?
You don't.
Okay.
So, let's say you're an Edwardsville volunteer, and those 2 dates in Edwardsville don't work out. You're definitely welcome to come to Edwardsville or Alton. It would be good if you're at your own site, especially if you're a new volunteer, just to see the lay of the land. Typically, I'll do a walkthrough of new volunteers and say, this is where you can find stuff. This is where people sleep. This is our kitchen. Just kind of show them around our facility.
Mm-hmm. Really cool. And then there is a final opportunity in Alton on Saturday, November the 9th from 9 to 11 a.m. at Deliverance Temple. Again, that's 1125 East 6th Street in Alton. There is also, and we're going to walk through the application and the form that you can fill out, but there's a box that says, I'm unavailable for these dates. Does that mean someone's going to contact them and see if there's another, way that you can maybe work with them to get them, trained, or does that just mean probably not?
Yeah, we're really flexible. Let's say we're just really needing more volunteers. Like last year, we were seeing an influx of
you had hit hard with the cold weather. That was brutal, man.
It was cold. I mean, we didn't activate, I think, only maybe 12 times, which is, I think in years past, we average around 20 activations
Are you serious?
per year. So it was a little milder.
I got to quit whining.
But it just comes in waves. But the number of guests Yes, I think in Alton, we served 45 people in one night.
Oh.
So in Edwardsville and Alton combined, we served 148 unique guests. So the problem's not getting any better. We're seeing more and more people with, just trying to survive the cold.
So how many unique guests did you say?
148 last year.
148. And, in those 12 times, are they, out of those 148, are they going all the time, or are they finding out later in the season?
Typically, when we activate for the first time, we might see lower numbers.
Okay.
I think last year, just off the top of my head, we maybe only had 14 guests
in the first night.
But then people, people that are unhoused, they have their own community. They get the word out to their friends that they see on the street, and word begins to spread. And as it gets colder and colder, maybe that first activation is not quite so frigid, but as you get into January and February, it gets really cold, and it's not just unhoused people; it's people that can't afford keep their heat on, so they're coming in as an emergency service. So.
And that's another good point too, because I think that sometimes there's a different tone about this overnight warming location, and that's a huge point. There's so many times, and I know of in my family, and Tyler, I'm sure you have friends and family that, in the coldest day of the damn year, that furnace goes off and grandma or whoever can't get it serviced, and maybe the family's at it. There's always that weird one-off circumstance, and if that one person knows that, hey, it doesn't matter if you're in a frigid condition and your furnace is out and you can't get it fixed till Monday, go get warm tonight, you know? I think that's something too. That's a really good point, because there's so many older people, and you see it in the news, where they freeze to death in their homes, or they have heat strokes in their house during the summer because of that same problem.
Yeah, some people might get their utilities kicked off in the wintertime, and I know this was a pivotal thing that happened in Alton leading up to 2019. I think there was two young kids that were heating their house with their stove. The utilities were turned off, and they died from carbon monoxide poisoning. So, God forbid something happens in our community, such as a major power outage. How are we equipped to handle that? Well, fortunately, everybody, might need this need someday. So the overnight warming location in Alton and Edwardsville were already equipped to run as an emergency shelter. So if there's a massive power outage, this can benefit the whole community. I don't know if the city's got anything in place. If God forbid there was a horrible snowstorm and we lose power citywide, what are we going to do? How are we going to respond?
Well, and maybe a lot of people probably don't remember this, but that ice storm in 2006, do you remember that was 3 weeks we had 2 weeks that people had no power and stuff? It could happen again, and you just never know. But also, I love the fact that you're really vetting the folks that are volunteering too, and making sure that those unhoused are safe, because that's a really important thing. And now a part of this is the CPR training, which is required for shift leaders. And there's a ton of CPR classes around if somebody really did want to take on that role and it's a good thing to have regardless.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we require that in the mental health first aid training of our shift leaders, but we're going to offer that to any volunteer that wants it. We were talking off air about how more and more kids in high school are being trained on mental health first aid. These are skills that our volunteers don't have to pay for. Anybody can benefit from us. Like our shift leaders, sometimes we're going to be in certain scenarios where a guest comes in and they're just in psychosis, or they're really upset. So having that mental health first aid training, trying to figure out how to redirect, how to diffuse a tense situation is very helpful. In CPR training, I wish every kid in high school that was a requirement to graduate. So you get these free training, CPR trainings, and it's literally life-saving. And also part of the general training that we're going to be doing next week is also Narcan training. So we're seeing a good turnaround with the opioid epidemic of the deaths going down. That's, I think, one part as a result of Narcan being accessible by people.
I didn't see that. So that's good.
Yeah,
well, that's
different
promising.
layers to that, but just having people readily have Narcan is literally life-saving. We can give that to people. We can call 911 and we can get them services.
And now, question for you: do you do service nights? If an organization or a church group says, "Hey, we have about 12 people. We do this once a month, but we'd love to donate one night whenever you all are activated to be there." Do you guys do that?
Yeah, there's always different groups, whether that's a church or a different organization that are maybe wanting to do a clothes drive or something like that. So my advice would just get on our Facebook page, send a message saying, "Hey, we want to help in some way. We want to coordinate a meal, or we want to coordinate a clothes drive," and then we'll get you in contact with the person that kind of runs our storeroom. These are the things that we do like to keep. These are the things that we do not want, because sometimes people will just drop off a bunch of stuff. it's all goodwill.
Oh,
but it's like there's
yeah.
certain things that we do not want. We're not a clothes closet. We're not a food kitchen, but we are like trying to equip people when they have to leave in the morning. Here's some supplies that are going to help you survive the day.
That's a good point.
So we're just, and same thing in years past. Like we've had people just show up with food. Like we love the heart of people, but we have like 3 different food coordinators. So please reach out through the Facebook page saying, hey, we want to bring in some frozen meals, and then we'll put you in contact with our meal coordinators.
Right.
Hey, and we're always trying to build
That's a
upon
good
that with
point.
restaurants and different groups, because that cuts down on cost if we can get a restaurant to prep a meal ahead of time, because sometimes we don't always know when we're going to activate, but sometimes we see the forecast, we know we're going to activate for 2 straight weeks.
Right.
That's when we really need help.
Right.
So, but don't just come and drop off a bunch of food because it just gets complicated. Just reach out to us and we'll make sure that food goes to use.
And hell, I'll be honest, I mean, breaking the fourth wall a little bit, there was a time whenever, my mom had a bunch of these t-shirts. She goes, someone can use these for just rags. And I go, that's not a bad idea. I go, well, I'll always see if Tyler needs them just for, things like, someone spills something on the bathroom floor, you don't have to use a nice towel. So I texted like I thought, let's reach out first before I dump off a bunch of stuff on his door. And I think that's always the way, because people are kind-hearted and that's wonderful, but when you aren't coordinated, it doesn't do as good of a purpose as you think it would.
Yeah, it can be a little chaotic.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been times where churches or different organizations have brought in like 30 bags of clothes, and we're like, oh man. So now we have to find the manpower to sort it all. A lot of it's like t-shirts and worn down clothes. So like we're really specific on what we want, like sleeping bags or tents or boots or thermals, things that are going to help people survive the frigid cold. So of course we're not going to take like shorts or t-shirts, stuff like that. But we can direct you if people have a bunch of stuff. We'll be like, okay, well, we do have a clothes closet here or here, so maybe take this leftover stuff to them. So we want it to be put to good use. But
are these thermal blankets any good?
Yeah, those are very good.
Okay, because I had someone. So if somebody wanted like to donate those, could they reach out to? Okay,
bring all those you want.
These are good. I was serious. I'm not being funny. I've had this in my drawer for a year now, and because I've offered it, but everyone has one that I've talked or gone outside to when it's cold.
Yeah, there's certain things we'll never turn away. So I think the best way to just stay informed, like if we're running low on stuff, like let's say we just need someone to bring in some bottled water, just keep an eye on the Facebook post. I think it would be good to maybe have a link of here's needed items that we need, but you can visit our Amazon wish list.
Oh yeah,
and fulfill those orders. And once like we're fulfilled, we're good. We'll say we don't need any more. So just keep an eye on that too. You can get that on our Facebook page, I do believe, and you can just see as we get activating more, we start running low on supplies. Now that's when we put a call out to the community, and the community always responds.
And we'll link everything, like the Amazon wish list, and we'll link the registration forms and all of that for volunteering on a RiverBender.com article. And wanted to go into the roles that are needed for the overnight warming location, because there are some requirements for some with age and restrictions, and I saw on the website. So where do you want to start with some of the roles and positions within the facility?
Yeah, so I think just walking through the process, a lot of the frequently asked questions is like, how often am I going to be on site? So if you're an on-site volunteer, we have 3 teams. So let's say November 15th is our first activation. Well, Team 1 will activate. So you'll be notified that day no later than 12 p.m. And basically that Team 1, Team 2, Team 3, it's broken down into manageable shifts. So like if you have the availability to come in from 4:30 to 8 to do hospitality, guests are coming in, we're getting them comfortable, we're getting them something to eat, hooking them up with showers or supplies they might need. You like talking with people, that might be a shift for you. But then you have a second hospitality shift. I think it's from 8 to 11. I don't know if you still have those in front of you.
Yep.
So it's just finding out what fits. Then we have overnight monitors. So those are broken down into the 3 shifts. Let's say you got a job, a 9-to-5 job, or you got stuff going on in the evening, but you're a night owl. You'd like to get up in the middle of the night. So there's
you know what I'm thinking? For retired overnight nurses. My grandma couldn't go to bed at night to save her life and still can't. And that's after 15 years, or at least 12 years of being retired. This is a great spot for those type of folks.
Absolutely. So you just look at your schedule. Now, some people just might not be able to volunteer on site, but there's other ways. I mean, we can get to some of those roles. But then, if you're a morning person, you don't start working until 10 a.m. that day, you can do 7 a.m. To 9 a.m. hospitality. So you're waking people up in the morning, you're getting them breakfast served. distributing bus tokens so they can get back if we're going to activate that night. So November 15th is the first day we activate Team 1's up. So if you're on Team 3, you're not up. So then the next time, let's say it's in 2 weeks, we activate Team 2 is up. So we rotate those 3 teams. So it's just more manageable. I think the first couple of years, those shift leaders, they were shift leaders all night from 5 p.m. to 9 or 8 a.m. So that was a long shift. So that's why we need a lot of volunteers. I think between the 2 locations last year, we had a total of 226 volunteers.
Oh, wow. That's good,
so
man.
The more people we have, it just you can distribute it a little bit better. People aren't overwhelmed. And sometimes let's say you have a shift and you just have a prior commitment. That's when you could be a sub. If you go through the training, like, you know, maybe you're not on a specific Team 1, Team 2, Team 3, but so-and-so can't show up for their shift, then all the subs will be notified through an application that we're going to use this year. Like, hey, if anybody has a availability to pick up this shift, feel free to pick it up. So,
well, and I also saw, too, and that on the website, and like I said, we'll go through it just like guys. Laundry, facility, support, errands, development team, even the communication director role, food. Those are... different options too that you can that you could fulfill, correct?
Correct. Yeah, we last year in Alton we had 3 different meal coordinators. So like you're organizing with different restaurants, different meal partners, and helping get that distributed and served. So you're not necessarily on site.
Are the restaurants around here pretty good? Not to
yeah, they're great. We got a list of restaurants right now we want to reach back out to, and some new restaurants. I mean, it's hard for restaurants sometimes if it's like short notice, like we find out this day, hey, we need a meal. So we try to plan ahead. If like a restaurant can like prepare a meal that can be frozen, that just makes it more manageable. Some restaurants just have better capability. They can throw something together really quick. So church organizations, just anybody, it could just be a husband and wife. If they just want to prepare a meal, just reach out to the Facebook page and we'll get you connected with the meal coordinator.
You know, that gave me a great idea. John, I know you're watching up there. How about this? The most supportive business or organization tournament. Because you just brought up a good point. Like, no one ever talks about it because they don't put it on their Facebook page of, providing services or all that, or just being there to, for sponsoring a Little League team or what. How great would it be just to kind of do a goodwill tournament? Not like who has the best food or, who has the most likes on Facebook, but honestly, who does the most for the community.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I'm going to make you the coordinator of that. And,
yeah, totally.
Let you drive that.
This is going to be ours. But it was powered by Tyler and his powerful mind over there because I'm not thinking today. So I like this. Okay, but overnight monitor, I wanted to talk about this because I had a couple questions. There's 3 shifts in that overnight, correct?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So you aren't there from 11 to 8 overnight if you don't want to be.
Right.
So it's like 1 3-hour shift overnight.
It's a 3-hour shift.
Okay, yes. That's what I was trying to make sure of. And some of these folks, I know that you have high schoolers that need honor society points. Mm-hmm. This says 18 and over, and probably the way it needs to be.
Yeah, I think there's some wiggle room there. Like if we want kids to be involved, we want them to help serve with their family. So I think there's ways that people can bring in their families. I just encourage them to reach out to the overnight warming locations Facebook page and just kind of explain your situation. Maybe you want to come in during a mealtime at dinner, and as long as there's proper supervision, okay, here's a safe designated space that you're going to stay. We're going to stay away from like the sleeping quarters and stuff like that. So we don't want to put up any barriers for anybody to volunteer. So if you do have a kid, they need to get some service hours, feel free to reach out and we can just kind of walk through that process and find a way.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then if you all wanted to be a part of the overnight warming locations, here's the Facebook page. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. You scroll down, you can click on donate if you would like to donate to the overnight warming location, Adopt a Now program, and it takes you through some of the donation options here, or you can enter a custom amount. Remember, it's a 501c3 non-for-profit, or let's just go back and click on serve, and that'll take you to that application, as it makes sure I'm a human, that we just went through. So that's where you can click, you'll put all your contact information in that top box, and then as you keep scrolling down, you'll fill out the form. You can see some of the roles that you could fulfill, and then you keep scrolling, you can add more. Make sure you click on news media, and then we're good to go. So we're good there, and then you can see the Amazon registries right here, and you can click on those, and you can shop. But getting back to just the trivia night, we have a couple of minutes left. This is how you can support this day 2 of the activation period, November the 2nd. And this is from 7 p.m. probably to about, 11? Is that how long trivia nights are?
Yeah, 7, I think around 10.
Okay.
I think it'll be around.
That's good.
Around 3 hours. Trivia nights I think are usually better. People lose interest. Keep it around 2 to 3 hours.
4 is when those are monsters.
We're not going to drag it out. We got Dave Whaley who's donating to be our MC. And
He's good. He's always good.
He keeps it moving. Yeah.
I was really nervous. I had to do the Riverbend CEO trivia night. Was it last year or the year? Anyway, I had to do it. And Dave was in the audience, and I'm like, you got the damn trivia expert right here in front of me, and here I am, reading a cue card and choking,
Yeah.
Not good. But this is where you can join the inaugural trivia night. It's becoming an annual event where this can go towards the supplies and just helping staff, really, the overnight warming locations that are not just helping Alton and Edwardsville anymore, now popping up, we just heard, in the Metro East. Great ways to kind of help a growing nonprofit organization. Tables of 8 for $200. Trivia participants can bring their own food. Is there anything that, like table decorations or any food or anything like that that we should know not to bring?
No, bring whatever you want.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
If you want to bring a pizza, if you want to bring a pot roast, I don't care what you bring. Just realize that the tables aren't that huge. I mean, they'll fit 8 people, but
you can't
bring whatever you want.
You can't bring a roasted hog out there.
You can bring.
Oh, okay. There you go. And then non-alcoholic beverages and popcorn will be provided at the event, but alcoholic drinks will be available for purchase at the bar area of LeMay's. And then LeMay's Catering's really been great for you guys. It seems like there's a good relationship there just from what I've seen.
Jason's been a friend for a long time. His family owns Deliverance Temple Church and run that church, so they've just been great partners over the years, and we're just trying to be good partners with them. And if we have a way to improve upon their facility, it's just great for them. It's great for us. It's great for the people that we serve. So Jason and the Harrison family have been just great for the overnight warming locations and the people in the community in
really
general.
Cool. Tyler, thanks for stopping by. And if we're going to link everything with this event for the Trivia Night benefiting the overnight warming locations, tickets are available, and we'll link all of that as well. But in the meantime, stop by the website, donate if you can, and just learn more about how you can be involved. And really just great, Tyler, that you guys are growing and doing some cool stuff. Taking a quick break, coming back with more Daily Show right after this one in the heart of the 618.